Gdy pierwsze łaty śniegu tają na błotach, pod miasteczkiem chlupoczą kamasze. Wraca czarny pochód Hasydów, siwobrodych. Poznaję starego abcie. Gawrony sylabizują kanciasto hebrajskie wersety gałązek. Tu stała kiedyś bożnica z ptasią dzwonnicą topoli. konary wzniesione jak ręce witają salwę ciszy. I pamięć zabita pada. Bezlistnym szkieletem cienia na wznak. I nagły upływ czasu. Znów roztopami broczy.
Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pa da da pa 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 pa. Pa da pa. Pa da pa. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pa da da pa 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 pa. Pa da pa. Pa da pa. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Pa pa. Pam 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 pam.
Thank you.
describes the corals. One day, Sakina decided to explore the beauty of the ocean. She hopped into a submarine along with her guide and Captain Mr. John. As she was enjoying the ride, a splash of colors caught her eye in the crystal blue waters. Wow! These multi-colors are so vibrant and attractive. Look at the strange shapes of these plants and the fascinating creatures around it. Plants, not at all. They are actually tiny animals. They look magnificent. I would love to know more about them. They are called coral reefs. They're animals and are often referred to as the rainforests of the sea. Since they are home to all marine life, thousands of species of fish and millions of other organisms depend upon coral reefs for their survival. So, how are they actually formed? Coral reefs are formed when clusters of coral larvae attach themselves to submerged rocks or other hard surfaces at the edges of islands or continents. The coral polyps secrete skeletons from the underside of their skin, which are made from calcium carbonate. This also protects the coral animals from predators. They create conditions where new coral polyps can attach themselves and eventually form large areas of coral reefs. That's amazing! The Great Barrier Reef has the world's maximum corals, but alas, 50% of the coral reefs are being destroyed and another 40% of the corals could be lost in the next 30 years. That is so sad. I can also see some white patches on some of them. That is coral bleaching. When the water is too warm, the corals expel the algae living in their tissues and turn out white in color. And if the bleaching is severe, the corals may die. Any reason for destruction of these magnificent reefs? Climate change along with overfishing, coastal development, careless tourism, pollution, ocean acidification is doing irreparable damage to our corals. Why don't people do something about it? Most people are unaware, but coral reefs do more than just provide us with natural beauty. They buffer shorelines from the effects of hurricanes. Around 500 million people earn their livelihood from fishing stocks and tourism opportunities. These tiny animals are offering new drugs to treat diseases such as cancer. Oh really, in spite of being so useful and important, these tiny little magicians seem to have a bleak future in this fast-growing world. You are right, Sakina. If we don't take drastic steps to protect these corals, we will have nothing to show our future generation. According to me, climate change is greatly affecting the survival of coral reefs. World leaders must implement sustainable solutions and long-term plans to reduce these effects on corals. Secondly, overfishing must be controlled. Tourists must be more responsible. Divers should be careful not to pluck, walk on, or take their fins on coral reefs thinking they are plants. In fact, marine protected areas must expand to 30% of the ocean. I feel spreading awareness through education is a must, which will definitely help in the protection and restoration of the coral reefs. I strongly agree. Restoration and coral farming is already happening in the Philippines, Australia and Thailand. I hope the world realizes the importance of these tiny creatures. People should be made aware of the consequences of their actions. We must change our habits for the better and preserve the beauty of our oceans. I am doing my bit to save the corals. I would love it if you would join me too, and we could create a beautiful change to save the corals.
Hi, my name doesn't matter. All you need to know now is that I'm a part of a community that is 1.8 billion people strong. That's 24.1% of the entire world population. I'm an Indian. I study in 12th grade and I want to be a journalist. I have family and friends that care about me, and I generally used to be a very outgoing and fun-loving person. I know what you're thinking. Why did she say used to be? I'll tell you why. Since I turned 13 in 2014, I started wearing this weightless piece of cloth that is worn by many women in many communities. But just because I wear it on my head, I'm judged constantly. Initially, it used to just be my friends teasing me here and there, jokes that I'd laugh along with because I didn't know how deep they went. But the more we grew up, the more serious the jokes became. I started getting violent threats. People started defiling my possessions. Notes addressing me with hateful commentary like the word terrorist were placed in my books, in my bags, anything they could get their hands on. The people I thought would protect me for the rest of my life ended up being the ones I need protecting from. People accuse me of being a part of ISIS, Jihad, Al-Qaeda. It doesn't matter anymore. I've learned to block their words. But I could never erase them. I've learned to repress my sorrow, but I shouldn't have to, because I'm a human, just like all of you, and I deserve to be treated like one.
I feel the sun's warmth on my chest every morning, the air rushing through my hair every evening. As the world shut down, the air's purer and the birds are chirpier. But my mind, it's decaying. Day by day, minute by minute, second by second, it's rotting. All day I think about school, classes, mom, dad, and by the time I realize that I need to think of myself, it's already sundown. As the night progresses, the waves of sadness wash over me. I struggle to move, to speak my heart out as my subconscious perishes, while I stare into the eyes of the sky to figure out what I really want. I can't step out of the house and I can't speak about my troubles. I don't want to upset my parents. I call up my friends every other day to check up on them, but no one really cares about how I'm doing. Maybe because I'm too good at hiding things. But my happiness is withering away, my tiny world collapsing before my eyes. As much as I'd like to help myself, I can't. I feel trapped inside my head, inside my own body.
Who am I? Does it have a proper answer? When I close my eyes, my conscious mind gets hyper to think, who really am I? what really I want. What is it that I'm looking at or looking for? I do fear of opening up. Fear pulls me down. With sullen eyes, I look around for hands which bound me to the ground. I'm shy, but want to fly high. I wanna be a fruit from a seed. Would someone pay me heed? I don't wanna be captured and find my dreams ruptured. Who am I? Am I for a reason? Would I ever know? Or just like a season that has to come and go? Am I an atom, like atoms rolling like a ball, playing the parts like a doll? Don't wanna be playing roles. Instead, find myself and be a free soul, following my heart, aiming my dart. I want to speak out loud, but I do have a fear of crowd. I'm afraid of being a failure. I want to become a whole from a dot. I want to become difference that can be caught. I just want to be found. I want to go up. I don't want to disappear. I always want to be here. I want to be identified.
As a child, my memories carried distinct sounds and images. Images of mom and dad, and occasionally me. And one fine day, I woke up to a strange visual. My mom was burning photos of my dad. It didn't feel nice at all. She said, "Dad doesn't love us." I didn't understand.
One day, I overheard my dad saying, "I love you" on the phone. The same evening, my mom came from the market and shared how much she panicked because she had left her phone at home. I was totally out of place. It was a strange emotion. I felt like being pulled down in a deep hole.
Once, while making a PPT on my dad's computer, I found some pictures. The pictures were intimate. It was my dad with some other woman. I was shuddered. I didn't know how to take up with both of them. Every night I was pondering over whether or not. I would often get panic attacks. Often I would use the shadows in the moonlight and spend hours after midnight, grazing the knife over my skin. No reason to stay alive seemed like a good reason to make an exit.
I would think of the perfect words to say in my final letter of goodbye. I didn't know if I could trust anyone. And they both had too many problems. I thought I was the problem. I blamed myself for way too long. Things at their ends also started escalating. It seemed they could argue on each and everything. My silence was killing me.
I turned the music on and tried not to listen. I exchanged my roles and at times parented them.
I confronted my dad. I confronted my mom.
I demanded love from my dad, love for me, and love for my mom.
Am I demanding too much? I don't know.
Huh?